Have you ever wondered that you have worked very hard and you earn good money, but still you are not financially free, while others have quietly built the wealth and choices? And today, I share with you the ancient money rules that still make you rich today and will get you to the path to be rich and be financial freedom. So if you wonder that, can you please type 1 that you have looked at your surrounding and you see people who work hard, but yet they are not financially free. Yes, there are many people around us who work hard, but they are not financially free. Number 1 important things in our life is, of course, health. And number 2 is about money. And if you don't plan about your financial future now, it means that you plan to fail. Because it really takes time to plan for your financial life in the future. And I will discuss with you today to give you the basic that you can start now and to reach your financial freedom. Let me share a screen with you. In today's sharing, this is not my rule, but I have taken these lessons from The Richest Man in Babylon by George S. Clason. And this book has been published for so long ago, and I have with me as well. And the principle that we have from this book can be implemented even when it was from ancient Babylon at the time. So, but before I start, let me introduce myself, although Gatot has introduced me a little bit. So I have been a Toastmaster since 2019, and I have helped fellow Toastmasters to transform their confidence and their career and also their life. And I have held several leadership positions. Professionally, I'm a business consultant and coach at runtaiconsulting.com. And I have 30 years of business experience and 20 plus years as CFO. And my specialization is about profit optimization and company turnaround. I'm also author of Company Makeover for Massive Profits. And this is a handbook for business people, for CEOs and entrepreneurs on how to transform their companies. I have my MBA from the University of Texas, Austin, and my BSBA from the University of Southern California. And I am also a CFA charter holder. Now let's start. First of all, we need to have the same perceptions. Is being rich the same as financial freedom? Can you imagine what being rich is and what financial freedom is? Some of you may think, is rich equal to high income? Is it true or not? Maybe type 1 if it's true. And 2 if not. Many of you say no, it's not. And then another question is rich equal to expensive lifestyle? Or is rich equal to freedom of choice? Well, my today's title is to make you rich today. So that's why I ask, is being rich the same as having financial freedom? Well, for many people, being rich means high income, luxury brands, big houses, or expensive cars. But we all know people who earn very high income and yet feel trapped. They are rich on paper, but not free. So what is the definition of rich today? Rich is not how much you earn, But rich means your money give you choices, not obligation. And this is what I call financial freedom. Freedom to say no. Freedom to choose how you spend your time. Freedom from financial stress. And the beautiful thing is, financial freedom is not reserved for the wealthy. It is built through behavior and not income. In fact, I will share a story with you based on the statistic in the US. Many millionaires in the US are actually teachers. So people who actually do not earn a lot of money, but they are millionaire. And you can be a millionaire or billionaire as well, if you know how. So today I will share with you on how you can reach your financial freedom. Does high income means financial freedom? Many high income earners still live paycheck to paycheck. I remember reading an article a few years ago in Wall Street Journal. And at the time, what it says is a couple who earn 500,000 per annum US dollar say that they live paycheck to paycheck. For us, 500,000 US dollar is a dream. And certainly we say that, well, if I have 500,000 US dollar, then I would save a lot. But when you are there, probably we could be in that couple's shoes. On the other hand, I also read an article, a cleaning person, a janitor who earn very minimal, and when he retire, he is a billionaire. He has a boarding houses and he can live comfortably when he retire. So what do we see in these two cases? So it doesn't matter how much we earn, but what is important is how we plan. So do you agree? Yeah, so please type 1 if you agree and 2 if you don't agree. I think number 2, spending often rises with income. For all of us here, I believe we all have different income. None of us have the same income, but yet we can live with our income. So does it mean that when we have higher income, then we also upgrade our lifestyle? Many of us probably say yes. But for me personally, I would recommend that when we have increase in income, for example, we have a better job, we have a bonus, we have a promotion. If let's say that we have 20% increase in income, then we spend maybe increase in our lifestyle 5% and the remaining we keep it as investment. And the third is financial freedom is about behavior, not income. So again, so what is financial freedom? Financial freedom gives you choices, not worrying about daily expenses, having choices in life, and money works for you, not the other way around. And this is the principle from the richest men in Babylon. They are still relevant today. So it's about becoming financially free. And that is the kind of rich that I will talk about today. So let me give you an insight to financial freedom. 1 is to acquire money. 2 is to keep money. And 3 is to make their surpluses earn more money. Of course, if you don't acquire money, then you don't have anything to base on, nothing to invest. So first, like we plant a tree, we need a seed. So how do we acquire money and how do we get to plant the seed? Now let's go into cue number 1. Maybe just to give you a little bit of background, the book, The Richest Man of Babylon, is there is a richest man in the richest man in Babylon named Arcad, and he was called by the king And he said, well, Arkat, we know that you come from a background. At that time, he started with no money. And now you become the richest man of Babylon. Do you think that people can learn from you? Is it something learnable? He said, yes. So the king ordered Arkat to give these lessons every day. So people can copy him and make them rich. And Babylon is known as a very prosperous city, although they have no resources, they have no mining, and but what they have is they have the city by the river. So first, the cure number one is start diapers to fattening. I put the number one because this is how you acquire money. Because without having a seed, then you will not be able to plant and get a tree. So how do you do it? A lot of us in our habit, oftentimes when we get our salary, our income, we pay others first. We pay our rent, we pay for our electricity, we pay for our food, and if there is any leftover, then we pay ourselves. And we have to change this mindset. We need to change the mindset that first, I have to pay myself first. It means that, let's say if I earn 1,000, then I take 100 for me, and then the rest I pay for others. So take it first, not last. So it's just a different mindset whereby you take yourself first and then you spend the rest. It's not like you spend the rest and you take whatever remaining for you. So do you get it? Do you understand this? It seems like the same, but it's not the same. Yes, if you understand. One, if you understand. So pay yourself first. Yeah. And then the second one is control their expenditures. Spend only up to 90% of your income. Now that 10% already taken, pay yourself first, then you can only spend up to 90% of your income. But then your question is, well, even with my income now, it's not enough. I still sometimes have to borrow money. And then at the end of the month, I have nothing left. So now if you said that I have to spend only 90%, how could I do it? Well, of course, with budgeting, you have to separate your needs and wants. Because needs is what you really need, but want is something optional. And budgeting gives you freedom, not restriction, because with budgeting, you can see where your resources are and where you would like to spend your money. And some of you probably say, well, right now I already have loans. I have debt that I have to pay. So how could I spend only up to 90% of your income? Well, from the richest man of Babylon, it was shared that 20% you can put aside to pay your loan until it's all paid off. And then you spend the remaining 70% of your income to spend for your daily expenses like rent, food, electricity, utilities, children's schooling, etc. And probably the question, how can I do it? I know it's not easy, it's tough. That's why you have to choose between needs and wants. And number three is make thy goal multiply. So if let's say that you have that 10% that you pay for yourself first, but you put it in cash, you put it in saving account, the money eventually will worth less and less because we have inflation. So what we need to do is we need to make the money multiply to earn money, and what we call is compound interest. And based on Einstein, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. Now, let me see if you understand. For example, if we have 6% return on our money, on our investment, how many years does it take to double? Can anyone guess? 6%. How many years it takes to double? Yes, Titin, you are very financially literate. Yes, 12 years. Because there is what we call the rule of 72. 72 divided by 6 is 12 years. It means to double our money, it takes 12 years if we earn about 6%. So the higher interest or the higher percentage we earn, the shorter we double our money. For example, if we have 12% per year, it means it's 6 years to double our money. You can just imagine if every 6 years we have to double our money. And in 12 years, we already 4 times the money, quadruple the money. So that is the power of compound interest. I remember when I started working at the time, there was no stock market at that time. Yeah. I think what I did is that when I got my salary, I did what this book said, pay myself first, and I spend the rest. At the time, since my living expenses, I tried to make it very low. I live in Jakarta and I stay in a boarding house. So I could save quite a lot. So in 1 year at that time, I could save about 15 million, yeah, at that time in 1989, 1990. Then I bought a piece of land with that 15 million. At that time, I get 5,000 square meters, so only 3,000 per square meter. And then if I just put that money, 15 million, about 30 years ago, and now it's still 15 million. Can I buy any land? Especially this is like close to Surabaya in Gresik. With 15 million, do I get 5,000 square meter? Of course not. And that 15 million now probably worth billion of rupiah, because that land that was 3,000 per square meter now is probably about 2 million per square meter. So invest your money. If you just keep your money in saving account, it will make you, I would say, poor, quote unquote, because then the value of money is worth much less now or later when you retire. Nowadays, we have a mutual fund, we have stocks. So invest your money wisely. Invest to beat inflation, and compound interest works with time. So when is the best time to start all of this? The best time is, of course, now. There is no better time, because with money, the younger you start it, the more time you have, the more compound interest you get. So it's better to start now. So even if you may say that, well, I haven't saved or paid myself for the last 10 years, I have worked and just spent all of it. It's okay. I mean, we cannot go back to the past, but start now. Because if you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. And when you are 50, 60 years old, and then you suddenly say that, well, I don't plan, I don't have any money, then time is really, really short, because we need to plan during our productive time. So we have what we call also delayed gratification. Number 4 is gut debt treasure from loss. So if you have money, especially when people know that you have money, a lot of people will come to you. They have lots of proposal. They probably have asked you to help them. And I think in this world, I think we have seen many investment that is eventually worthless. Well, in this book, we learned that if you want to invest your money, please do invest to the people who know about the trade. For example, in this book said that one person, he gave the money to a brick maker He said that he goes somewhere else and will look for a gem. So this person invests the money with the brick maker looking for a gem. It doesn't make sense, right? A brick maker doesn't know about a gem. So if you want to invest in gem, then you have to go to a jeweler to have your money invested in gem. Avoid get-rich-quick scheme. There are many. Invest only in what you understand. That's what I just described to you. And then protect principal before chasing returns. Because imagine this, if you have 100 and you lost 50, it means that your money is now 50. To go back to 100, it means that you have to double your money. Make it 100. So protect principal before chasing return. And cue number 5 is make die dwelling a profitable investment. So if you rent right now, I would suggest to buy a house because a home is shelter and security. So your children, your family can live comfortably and they have memories in the house, and property values grow over time, especially in Indonesia because inflation is very high. Property values grow over time because let's say that a few years ago we can find property, a house like in the middle of Surabaya. I remember I bought in 2011. At that time, the price was about 2 billion rupiah. Nowadays, in my area, 2 billion you cannot buy because the surrounding houses is around more than 10 billion. So if imagine I just hold cash at that time, then I cannot buy the same house. And aim to retire mortgage free. What does it mean? It means it's okay if you don't have money to buy cash for a house right now, take mortgage, but aim to pay off the mortgage so when you retire, it's mortgage free. At least you have a roof over your head and you don't have to worry about where you live. And cue number 6 is prepare for retirement early. It means that you have to prepare now. So it means that you have to plan now and protect family and income with insurance. So if you have a loved one that you care, I suggest that you take insurance. Maybe if you care about their education, maybe think about their education insurance and reduce financial risk. And next is, by the way, if you have any questions, please feel free to type in the chat and Gatot will call upon the questions when I finish with the presentation. And cue number 6, increase their ability to earn. I think this is important, and especially when you join Toastmasters, this is invest in skills and knowledge, because with the increase in your own ability in knowledge and skills, it will increase your ability to earn, and then at the same time, then you have the ability to pay yourself your 10% in higher amount. So it means that you can put more in your investment pool for your financial freedom. So self-development increases earning power. And what is the number one skill actually to help you to increase your ability to earn? Of course, technical skill is important, but other than that is communication skill. So I strongly suggest for you to join Toastmasters to help you increase your ability to communicate, because communicate is not just about talking, but about your personal branding, about how you present your ideas, how to be persuasive, and how to be persuasive, and how about to sell about yourself. So when you have a higher income, it means that you have a bigger 10% safe. So let me sum it up. The 7 cure to lean purse: save first, control spending, invest wisely, protect your wealth, own a home, prepare future income, and increase earning ability. So the key takeaway is financial freedom is a journey, and small Consistent action create big result, and discipline beats income level. By the way, you don't have to save big. I think what is important here is consistency. It means like every month you put your money aside. Every month you invest. So it's not like something that you have to do big in a big way, but you have to do consistently in a small step. So once again, your road to financial freedom start today, start small, apply the 7 cures consistently, and let money serve your life purpose. So thank you. I'm Ronawati Wongso, and if you would like to connect with me, I'm in Instagram and also in LinkedIn.